When my little sister was born, my dad and I spent weeks dragging a huge pink Moses basket to the hospital, hoping that maybe this time we could finally bring her home along with Mom, but they wouldn't let them out. My mom wasn't ready for the delivery yet, or something like that, and because of it, Berta got a bit squashed and had to stay in for observation. The first time I ever saw her was through a window. Dad and I stood outside in the snow, the Moses basket between us, and I felt like I was going to faint on the spot. I had never in my life seen anything so disgusting. She was impossibly small, dented, yellow, purple, green, flaky. I couldn't believe my eyes. This was the monstrous thing we'd been visiting for weeks in this stink of disinfectant, among terrycloth-robed zombies. And my mother had left me alone with my dad for this. A man who, if I looked at what I was wearing, clearly couldn't tell the difference between a car seat cover and children's clothing. A man who, by that point, had been humiliating me for 3 weeks straight with the fact that, at 5.5 years old, I still couldn't beat him at chess. By then, I already had the ballet exam experience behind me, so when we headed home, just the two of us again, I asked him, delicately, as if it were just a passing thought, my head poked through between the front seats, not whether he'd considered the possibility that if they brought that outrageously ugly creature home, I might run away for good, but rather, what he thought. As an adult, his opinion. Let's share. We play chess together, he dresses me in dish rags, we're partners, let's discuss. What I asked, exactly, was, whether he minded that she was just a little bit not that pretty. I didn't even know what subject to use for her. He met my eyes in the rearview mirror and just said, "Get back in your seat and buckle up. If you have to wear a seatbelt in the back seat too, that's total annihilation." I did consider threatening him. That if he brought her home, I'd tell everyone I knew that they only had a second kid for the welfare bonus because they wanted to build a new house. But I couldn't risk it. There were still a few father-daughter dressing sessions ahead of me, and I wouldn't wish on anyone the experience of having my dad tie their shoelaces. I've only fainted once in my life, and not because my strong, alpha female body loses circulation at the sight of a needle, but when my dad laced up my ice skates while explaining the life philosophy of, doesn't matter if it hurts, as long as it holds. After 2 glides I collapsed in the middle of the frozen lake because the blood stopped circulating in my feet. So, not to him, but to poor Berta, once she had even a speck of sense, I tried to explain what that whole family package had been about. Luckily, it didn't sink in. She was always innocent, kind, delicate and sweet. Right up until I trained a little hellbeast out of her, well, the poor girl had to survive the age gap somehow. She learned to attack sneakily, curse through her teeth, fight silently in the back seat, dig her nails into me without being noticed, and steer every argument to a point where I was the one getting scolded. And, if that weren't enough, in those moments when you mustn't, can't, and are absolutely forbidden to laugh, she always takes my side. And laughs. The thing is, once the idea of laughing is even planted in your head at some event where laughing is not allowed, not appropriate, strictly forbidden, once the thought even brushes your mind of how much of a scandal it would be if you laughed, you're done. From then on, everything is fucking hilarious. The psalms they're singing, hilarious. The haircut of the trainee priest, hilarious. The priest himself, the way he talks, what he says, it's all hilarious. And you think, this is it, this is the breaking point, it's going to explode, it's unbearable, because you mustn't, you can't, it is forbidden to laugh. And then you think of everything to try to suppress it. Your skate laced too tight. Your dad, who always makes you buckle up. Your poor grandma, who you're currently disgracing. And just when the laughter starts to rise again, gagging you from the inside, your sister stands beside you, and from the twitch of her shoulder you feel that she's battling the exact same thing. That she too is about to burst out laughing, but she knows it's not allowed, not okay, completely forbidden, and the two of you have to hold it in now, so she quietly digs her fingernails into you, just like when you used to fight in silence on the back seat of the car. And then you don't laugh anymore. Because now you can take it.